everything you need to know about Nofap and retention attraction. Make sure you guys watch the full entire video. We're going to cover things essentially. Does it actually happen? Is it something that's placebo? Why aren't you experiencing Nofap and retention attraction? Just because like some people out there, they never experience this. What part of the timeline would you guys essentially see this? We're going to cover all these points, everything you need to know about it. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. All right, so the first thing I want to start off with is with the timeline. So I always mention this on my timeline videos, or just any videos just in general when they refer to timelines. It's an expectation. It doesn't always happen exactly around a certain date. So if you're expecting it to happen, it may not. It may happen a week later or a week earlier. It just kind of depends for you guys personally, because like everybody's body is built differently. So in my personal recommendation, after 2 weeks, you should start noticing some sort of like internal confidence. You should notice like being more vibrant just to others in general. They're going to be like more attracted to you, more wanting to interact with you. There's a bunch of things that you'll notice, but you'll notice mainly like your confidence and just your alertness of everything going around. You're going to be paying attention to other people, their body gesture, you know, if they're keeping eye contact with you. And the other thing I want to mention is essentially me pointing this out. A lot of retention and Nofap attraction videos, they'll be like, oh, okay, well, I noticed the eye contact attraction, and it makes you aware of it. It makes you alert that, hey, I need to start making eye contact with other people. And this is something that I never did personally before. I would always like, I would make eye contact, but it was like, okay, didn't think anything of it. But as soon as you start watching videos of these kind of like, of this sort, you start paying attention to it a little bit more, but a little differently, if you guys understand where I'm coming from. And this is something that you guys will notice as you watch these types of videos, is you're going to notice that you're paying attention to them a little differently, and maybe that's why you notice the attraction or not. It could also be your mindset as well. I do want to point that out there, but I genuinely do believe that there is some sort of attraction or something that makes you different, where essentially people find you more attractive. They're like, whoa, this person's different. There's something that I don't know exactly what it is, but I'm picking up off of it, and they notice something about it. And I mentioned this on one of my previous videos. I still do plan on bringing my girlfriend onto the YouTube channel. Just I've been a little busy, got injured, and I'm having a little bit of a setback trying to bring her onto the channel. We're gonna make it work eventually, so you guys will see some videos with her. But essentially, I asked her, do you notice the difference when I get onto like these longer streaks? And she's like, yeah, I do notice differences. She was kind of vague on how she explained it, but essentially women do notice like, hey, there's differences on this, there's differences on that. So they do notice it, and they do pick up off of it. They may not know the exact reasoning or how to put it, but they do notice something different about you. Next thing that you guys might be wondering or want answered is, how often does the attraction happen? So this is something that I thought it was going to be like, it's going to happen a lot. You're going to have a lot of people interacting with you, but it's going to be just like out of the blue. You're shopping in the store, you're minding your own business, and you're waiting there in line, and somebody unexpectedly will start a conversation with you, which this never normally happens. This happened in one of my cases. Essentially, I did talk about it in another video, and if you guys want, go ahead and just find it throughout my videos. You guys will understand, oh, okay, well, I have several stories and I do share them on this channel. You guys can go ahead and check those out if you guys would like. But essentially, you're going to just be going to your day-to-day basis, and you're going to be minding your own business, and essentially at the oddest time, somebody is going to interact with you, and you're going to be like, on a typical day where I have a really low streak, nobody would really interact with me. But in this instance, somebody did, and it's like so out of the blue. It's really different, it's unique, and you have to think, is it because you're a little bit more vibrant, you're a little bit more like your posture just in general is a little bit different as well? People notice these certain little things. You don't really notice it because you don't focus on yourself. You would need to be standing in front of a mirror 24/7 to exactly understand, oh, okay, I see exactly how my posture is different. But you see life through your own eyes, and you're not paying attention to it. So essentially other people notice the difference, and you probably won't notice the difference, but you'll notice like, oh, okay, well, this person, they came up to me and they started talking to me, and it was so out of the blue, but I did see the attraction there. The other thing that I would like to mention is, if you're not experiencing any type of attraction when you practice retention or nofap, there could be several factors. It could be your location. Also, I think it is part of the generation or the mindset of people just in general. They don't really want to interact with each other. You always see them kind of antisocial, not really paying attention, not living the moment, not being present. You see them on mobile devices. So that's one of the reasons as to why, is because people aren't really paying attention, or they're not going to really go out there and put themselves out there and just approach you. The other reasoning, this is going to be the cold hard truth. So I remember somebody commenting down below on one of my previous videos. Essentially, they didn't experience any attraction, and then made me started thinking about it. I'm like, okay, so you do need to be somewhat attractive. You need to be, at least in my opinion, average or above average. If you're above average, you're gonna have people come up to you, interact with you, want to be around you. You're gonna make friends just a whole lot easier. So you guys want to make sure you put yourself in that position of power where you look good just in general. On top of that, when you look good, you also feel confident. You feel happy with where you're at. I noticed this a little bit with myself now that I got injured. Essentially, I haven't been eating as much, so I've been losing quite a bit of weight. I lost like 4 or 5 pounds, and it's because like I lost my appetite, and so I've been losing weight. I've been noticing myself get a little bit smaller. I'm not as big because like I like the appearance of how I look when I work out. I look really strong essentially, and you guys will notice this, that just based off your appearance, you kind of put yourself in a certain mindset. So now that I noticed like, hey, I'm not working out as much, I feel like I'm losing my muscle mass, and I'm kind of putting myself in a little bit of a negative mindset, which I don't prefer to be in, but it's something that it's just going to happen just because of everything that's been going on lately. But essentially, if you guys make yourself attractive and you become really attractive, you're going to notice people want to interact with you. And you don't really need a practice retention or nofap attraction. It's all up to you guys on practicing retention or nofap. But essentially, you're going to notice that people are going to just be drawn to you naturally just because you're good looking, essentially. And that's the best way to put it, because the vast majority of people, you go to the store or whatever, they're out of shape. They don't work out. They don't take pride in the way how they dress. There's so many factors that comes into play that you guys have to examine and be truthful with yourself, and just look in the mirror, be like, okay, am I attractive or not? Am I above average? Which, if you look at your average people, just go to the supermarket, go to the store, go anywhere like where you'll just see tons and tons of people. Just go to like a social event, look at the people that are at that event, and see how many people are attractive and how many people are unattractive, and just make this judgment of whether or not which side of the scale you guys want to be on, and you'll understand, oh, okay, well, I'm going to be on this side of the scale, or I'm just not going to put any effort. And you'll notice when you start improving your looks, you start getting like lots of attention. And when you practice retention and nofap, it makes you a whole lot more rare. You're something that's like how can I say it, pretty much like a unicorn. You guys don't exist. It's something that rarely ever happens, and you guys want to make sure you put yourself in that position of power. The next thing I want to mention is don't get discouraged. So this is something that will happen from time to time. You're gonna end up realizing, oh, okay, 2 weeks is a long time, 3 weeks is a long time. So whatever these retention and essentially these timeline videos tell you, oh, okay, you're gonna notice the attraction on this week or this day. It takes time. It takes time to get there. It's not going to happen instantly. You may mess up and then you set yourself back 3 weeks, 4 weeks, whatever it is, and you'll notice, oh, okay, well, I'm going to just try doing my best. And you guys just need to keep up on trying on it. Just go over and over. Eventually you will make it, and then you'll notice, oh, okay, well, I do see what they're talking about. If not, guys, go ahead and comment down below some of your experiences with the attraction part, some stories. I would greatly appreciate it. Pretty sure other viewers as well would appreciate it as well if you share your story. So I would greatly appreciate that. Anyways, that's it for this video. Don't forget to smash that like button, and I'll go ahead and catch you guys in the next one.